right. Welcome back, folks, to Age of Lemuria. What episode is this? What, 18? 17? We're starting a little bit late here, so I'm not truly prepared, but we'll be all right. We'll be all right. I've been working on a few things. It's starting to warm up, and yeah, everything's starting to look pretty good. Hunk Papa, what's going on with you, man? What's going on with you?
Hello, I am Hung Papa, also known as Jesse Zelif. I am a dungeon master and author, and today I'll be playing Ulfgar Ashencloak, the Gatekeeper.
The Gatekeepers. Yes. What about those gatekeepers? What about those guys? Haven't made much of a debut. Ava, tell me about your character. Who's Ava? Who's Leah?
I am playing Ava Fletcher, and she is a country girl who wanted to be an adventurer and stumbled into something far larger than herself, or that she even ever imagined would happen.
All right. That is true. That is very, very true. The scene opens up, right? Into the City of Alkaline, a city made of iron and rust. Its Hellenistic architecture surrounds you, right? You are currently in the docks, which is a nice warm breeze. Despite the rain, which is always constant, it is still springtime in the world of Lemuria. You guys currently have walked into the Key, an inn here in this city. It is graced with all types of marine life, decor, and everybody turns and looks at you as you step in. What do they see as we have this camera shot, right, that zooms in on Ulfgar and Ava? What do we see? Who do we see?
You see what appears to be a hunched older human wearing a bison skin, concealing most of his features. He's got some slight discoloration around his skin and his eyes, and he's got a long white beard that's a little scruffy.
Is this an older picture of what your character looks like?
Yes.
Okay, just to be clear. So he doesn't currently look like this. He's a little bit disguised. They're in a city of danger. Ava, go ahead and describe yourself.
She is tall, fairly blonde, freckled young woman with a glaive strapped to her back, as well as a long bow. She's wearing masterwork leather armor, but it doesn't appear to be tailored to her, so it's a little ill-fitting in places. And she's found sort of a duller cloak to go over the top so it doesn't stick out as much. But she's looking around wide-eyed at everything she sees, because this is the first time she's ever been to a big city. So the locals are probably scoffing a little bit when they see her expression.
These locals look like sailors, and they're not smiling or scoffing. They're just staring at you guys as you enter into this tavern. There's a noticeable silence as you guys step through the threshold. The barkeep says, points to Ulfgar, and then points to Mud Skipper and says, "We don't serve your kind here."
He walks
kind of frowns at this, right?
Ulfgar walks up to the bar.
Sure. You approach the bar. The bartender's this big burly man. He's got tattoos of the Inquisition on his forearms. He's like, "We don't serve half men here. Neither your scaly friend over there."
I'll take.
Familiar voice speaks up. He says, "I know this half man. I know this half man." And the barkeeper turns and looks at him. We get this screenshot of this salty beard captain. You turn and look at him, Wolfgar. Do you know who this person is?
I do. This is the captain of. Let me open up my notes because I wasn't prepared either.
He says, "I know this man. He's got gold. He and his Inquisition friend there. I see that he has new company, though." He says, "Regardless, I don't serve his kind." He's like, "What about for a friend?" Do you know who this is, Ulfgar?
Ava has no idea, so she's sort of looking back and forth, looking like she's watching a ping pong match.
You do get some glances, right? Some lonely sellers are eyeballing you up and down. But most of the attention is towards Ulfgar and Mudskip.
Yes, this is Captain Brute of the Maiden Voyage.
Aye, you remember me. You're a good lad. I am Captain Brute. He smiles at you with his wet, salty beard, right? And he has like this weathered outfit on. He says, "Come sit with me, lad. You'll be all right. You'll sit with me and the rest of the boys."
Ulfgar nods and motions for Ava to take a seat and for Mudskip.
You wander over and you see familiar faces. Some new.
Ava is squinting at sort of somebody calling Ulfgar lad because she is the oldest being the oldest mortal she's ever met.
He says, "Yes."
Noticing Ava's confusion, he'll put a finger up to his lips as he motions for her to sit down.
She'll sort of nod and then do so, but still she's thinking on the back burner, but not going to say anything.
I figured it was time to show my granddaughter the big city, as he motions to Ava.
So this like salty sailor takes your hand, Ava, if you allow.
Sure.
And
She's
he
just
gives
going to flow.
your hand a little peck. He says, "Nice to meet you, lady. Half man, you don't have half bad offspring. I wonder what the woman looks like." He smiles at you, and there's a little bit of a laughter, like ha 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 ha. There's no relations. They know that you're telling a bluff, and it's a good, funny bluff. He says, sit down. He says, Adric, right?
Aye, it's been some time, Captain Brute.
I have a sharp mind. He says, "You come at a dangerous time there, lad."
So I've heard.
He says, "What are you doing here?"
As I've said, I've come to see the big city with my granddaughter. I have business behind the wall, he says in a hushed tone.
He frowns at this and he says, "That's where the trouble is."
Ulfgar nods.
He says, "Well, you two best be heading off here. This place isn't for the likes of you. A bunch of city gawkers. You might want to be heading off."
Tell me, how has the trade been, Captain?
Oh,
How are our friends up north?
they've clamped down tight, the Inquisition. Not a lot of boats go up and down anymore. That's why we're docked there. We're currently just living off our fat.
And what of this grand vessel they've made?
I've been making that for the past decade. Thought it would sink, but no, it stayed afloat. Who would have thunk?
There must be magic in those ores.
Or good engineering.
Mm-hmm. Or both.
He smiles at this and he says, "Aye, lass. The Inquisition doesn't like magic. But, you know how. Do as I say, not as I do."
You remember the lad that was traveling with me?
Ah, yes, that one guy. Yeah, I remember him. It's been a while since I've laid eyes on him. Last time I saw him, he wandered off with the elves.
I'm afraid he's been lost to the plains like so many others. I've not seen him in some time either.
Oh, it is sad to hear that. It is a big world. I think this is where we get a scene of Ulfgar, right? Wandering off to the side. Him and his bandit and his brother kind of like form their own little posse.
You mean Cortec?
Oh yeah, Cortec, yes. Not Ulfgar, my guy. My bad. Cortec and his band step off to the side. And they start talking about getting a job with some of these sellers.
Well, I imagine you could use a few extra hands. That lot over there is looking for work, I believe.
You guys see, it's like a bunch of northerners. Nothing but sky for them.
Aye, but they're good in a fight. They've brought me this far, and my grand...
He laughs at this and he says, "I'm a smuggler, not a fighter. I'm better at running from things than fighting."
But these are dangerous waters, are they not?
He says, "More than you know."
It's always good to have someone with a sword at your back, even if you're doing something else.
Oh, they stab you. He says, "No, of course not. That's a foolish idea. That's if you trust that sword. Yeah, that's if you trust that sword. That sword might stab you in the back, lass." He turns and looks at her and he says, "What is your name, lass?"
Ava?
Ava. He looks you up and down and he says, "You have a bit of a spark about you."
I try.
Aye. This is no place for a small lad like yourself and a pretty thing like you. You guys must be heading off.
We've weathered storms in our journey so far. And I believe that we can reach our destination well enough.
Perhaps, Captain, it is you who might want to think about setting off before the times grow darker.
He nods in agreement. He says, "I agree. That's why I'll be leaving tonight." I think you both need to roll perception, right?
Both of us, or just Ulfgar?
Both of you. Oh yeah, Ulfgar, you notice it.
Let's see.
There's not a whole lot that gets past Ulfgar in his old age.
A very hit or miss young woman.
Ava, you do not see this. In the back, right, of this inn, you notice that there's a blood trail.
Oh.
I imagine it's already begun, Captain. You might want to set off before the night. He nods to the trail.
He says, "Oh, it's just a bar fight. Who knows what happened there?"
I've been in plenty of fights in my day. None of them have ended in that much blood.
He says, nothing gets past you, Adric. He smiles at you and says, yes.
There's a reason you had me lead the boat.
Oh? And why is that? Why do you think I made you leave the boat? I thought you went off on your own free will to the elves for some ungodly reason.
No, I meant lead the boat, guide our way.
Ah, yes. Yes, you did have keen eyes. Maybe Owl's eyes tonight get you into trouble.
Or maybe they'll help me steer clear of it, just as it did then.
I need you to roll me an investigation as you're staring at this blood trail. From your angle, right? You're sitting in front of the bar. You think that somebody or someone walked into here, probably did something, and then got shanked. And was probably thrown in the back alley to die. That's what you get with a 15. And it makes sense. You don't get the full thing, but you're pretty sure that he got shanked from multiple sides.
I'm afraid I need a room for the night. Can you put in a word for us, Captain, before you set off?
Roll me a persuasion. This will be at disadvantage because he really doesn't want to do this.
Ooh.
He says, no, lad, no. I will be heading out to my boat here soon. You should find a dwelling of your own.
And where would that be, Captain? We are new to this large...
He says, anywhere but here.
Duh. Well, that narrows it down.
Ulfgar nods to him.
You both need to roll me an insight here.
Oh boy.
No, everything's fine for you. Everything's fine for you. Ulfgar, this is where you notice like some key signs and symbols. Hidden behind stuff, you see the triumphant resistance.
Ooh.
You quickly realize that you might be standing in ground zero. Yeah. You think that they might not want you here for other reasons besides being short and stocky. They might be wanting to kick you out for other reasons.
Ulfgar nods to the captain. I suppose we should be off too. Wouldn't want to be caught up in any misunderstanding. I wish you well in your travels, Captain. I'll keep you in mind if I need any more of your services for the right price.
I think he looks at his. I think there's a clock in here, right? Like an old whimsical clock, and I think cuckoos, right? He glances at it and he says, "Aye, it is getting late at night. You should be heading off."
Ulfgar nods and he motions for Ava and Mudskipper to follow him as he starts to leave.
Ava will follow him, but I will color her terrible observation skills with that there seemed to be serving honeyed ale, and she was seeing it and making little eyes at it.
Oh yes, they were serving it. You also noticed the symbol of Ravenshaven around here as well.
That if Ulfgar says they have to leave, she trusts him to get them out of trouble because that's what he's been best at in her experience. So
yes.
she'll follow him with a little sad eyes.
I think everyone's been watching you guys, right? And the captain's like, yes, it's no time for city gawkers. You should probably be heading off. You quickly realize that this is probably the headquarters of the Triumphant Resistance. They're trying to make sure that there are no Gawkers, because you feel like the rebellion is about to start.
Ha 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 ha. Did Mudskip notice any of this?
That's a good question. She was uneased, right? And she like notices all the signs, and she like pats Ulfgar on the back and like, we should leave.
Ulfgar nods, and he makes his way out the door.
The band of bandits and your companion stays behind here in the key, looking for work, and who knows what else they'll find. You step out. It is still raining as you step out. It's a soft mist, but it's still considered rain. The dark street alleyways greet you. What do you do as you, Mudskip, the direwolf, and Ava all step out? You see like
Is
this
Spark with
massive...
us?
What?
Is Spark the dog with us?
Oh yeah, Spark.
The dog.
The dog is following you, of course. The party divides, right? You were big at first, and then you shrank down real fast. It seems like your guards of 18 have disappeared. You guys are currently down to what, 5?
Yeah, 3 humanoids and 2 canines.
Yeah. Where do you guys head from there?
Ulfgar would like to look for an alleyway to get some privacy that we could discuss some things.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me. What would this be?
Perception or survival?
I guess survival. I guess. There is a threat. You go down an alleyway. Roll me a die 6. 6. Ah! Excellent. Wasn't expecting this, but this is awesome.
Are some wyverns gonna show up overhead?
No, nobody's that dumb. Not even Ceases.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Are they?
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. However,
That'd be an interesting life choice. Or rather, a short life choice.
yeah, very short. You turn down an alleyway. Excellent. Perfect. Right there. And you see a group of soldiers. And the bad news is like it is time. It is a inspection. It's clearly and easily marked. This is like a 4-way point, right? Like a 4-way stop. And this is like a dedicated area. Right? They're doing inspections here. Where are we? And then we need you guys. I need this massive army to be whittled down. Go ahead and place yourselves here up on top as you walk down this alleyway. You tried to find a secluded area, right? But you keep like stumbling upon like people in like different alleys. And as you're like walking down the street, you notice this group of soldiers who are doing inspection. We actually need stats for Spark.
Yay.
It says inspection. Where's your paperwork? As you come down this alleyway, and they like glance at you, right? It says you better have a license for that animal of yours. You have this big direwolf, and we also need mud skip as well. So give me a second as I try to collect everyone. There's mud skip. There's Spark right there.
No. Roll 20.
Uh-oh, you crashing?
I think it's trying its best.
It's pattering along. There's. And now we need the wolf and Ulfgar. Ulfgar's there. It's right here. Yeah, this is work right there. Perfect. Excellent. Do you see everybody? Is everybody here? We see Ava, Spark, everybody. Yep, we have everyone here. You come down this alleyway, right? And an Alkaline turns and says, "Next," pointing to you, Ulfgar. It says, "Inspection. Lay down all your items so that we may inspect them. We are looking for contraband."
Oh.
You might recall this. Someone has made an appointment of cracking down on outsiders. He says, "You there," and points to the Dragonborn. He says, "Dragon, get off that creature." She looks at you, Ulfgar, and says that this is an inspection. They will go through our belongings, and depending if they're corrupt or not, they may take items that don't belong to them. But we can't fight them. We could bribe them.
How do you suggest we do that?
Very cleverly.
Save the candidates.
Yeah, and you guys have a dead body with you as well.
Oh. A supernaturally preserved dead body.
Yes. You stumble upon this alleyway unintentionally, right? Because it's a winding road, right? And you just like, well, here we are, inspection time. You approach a group of what appears to be 6 guards. 3 of them are soldiers, right? They are armed. They look like commoners of sorts. They do bear the signs of the Inquisition, however, so they are official. The soldiers have like these bill hooks, so this cruel-looking glaive, and they have longbows, right? They have poor equipment otherwise, right? They have rusty mail and stuff like that. These look like commoners. And with them, you also see what appears to be flagellants. They're crazed. They look to their soldiers to guide them as they're like kind of like twitching, and they have some sort of like spiked club.
Ooh.
They look bloodied and mangled. As they have what looks to be whatever was left they beat. They're clearly an intimidation factor, right?
Ulfgar has seen this sort of makeup before, back at the fort.
Yeah.
He motions for one of the acolytes to approach him.
Says, "Good day, citizen." Says, "Don't mind us. We're just doing a routine search." Says, "Please empty out all your pockets and equipment here on the side of the road, and we will inspect them. Do you have anything to claim?"
Ulfgar leans over to him and hands him 5 gold. I am Adric, whom we have passed our inspection.
Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Oh.
So in a city where there are like commoners, right? 5 gold's a lot. However, this man frowns at you and he says, "You think that I am some thief? You think that I am some vagabond? I serve the Holy Master. You cannot bribe me."
As do I, and you are impeding our way. He shows him his papers. And this is a servant of the Emperor we are escorting. He motions to Mudskipper.
Mudskip looks at you. She says, "Maybe the canoness gave you something that you could use here."
Oh, yeah, I mean, Adric is pulling out the contract that's signed, saying that he serves Xin Ling for keeping the Golden Plains safe.
Roll me a luck roll. Let's see if this guy can even read. Oof. He literally grabs the paper, right, and holds it up. He holds it upside down, right? And he looks at it as if he's reading it. It's clear to you that this man cannot read. However, there is a sigil of the Inquisitor, right, on it. Right? And he's like, he will do intelligence. He says, "This paper means nothing to me." And he holds it up, right? And he says, "Does anybody know what this means?" And like the other acolytes like approach. And he says, "This guy doesn't have to be inspected because of this." And he hands the paper over to this guy. He says, "It's probably a forgery." He says, "Lay down your arms."
He shakes his head no as he pulls out the holy symbol that he has for Lord Bartholomew. Does the High Inquisitor need to learn of this insolence?
Roll me intimidation.
Come on, -1.
So they're looking at this, right? They're like, they gasp and they say, "How did you come by this? The Lord Inquisitor Bartholomew would not give you such a gift. You are under arrest." They begin to surround you, Ulfgar.
Mudskipper, he points to Mudskipper. Lass, I think these lads need some time to think this over. Why don't you give them a little nap?
I believe that's initiative, right? I'm pretty sure that's initiative. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Just terrible rolls. Just terrible rolls. That was...
There was more than 3 chances, but it just...
I tried, guys. I tried. The dice are like, "Nope, this is happening. This is happening." I'm like, "Oh, okay." You sure that's how you want to? All right.
I mean, there's nothing I could have done to change anything. I genuinely gave it a shot.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh yeah, and then the flatulence, of course. Yep. There's two groups here. First group is the alkaline. Okay, they are not prepared. What's their bonus? Okay, plus just okay. 8 out of 5. Okay, and then the flatulence. Okay, and they have a +0. So straight up 8. And then we have Mudskip. Oh, nice Mudskip. Straight up 20. Not that she needs it. And then Direwolf. Is a Spark getting here? Getting in this?
If I see danger, I would have probably had him close to me. Like,
So-
whistled for him.
My question is, are you going to command him to attack?
I'd probably tell him to be on guard, and if one tries to escape, stop him.
Okay. So unless you give this creature orders, right, it will not roll initiative. Okay? All right. And the Direwolf is the same, but Mudskip's probably going to do this. And descending. Mudskip's up first, right? She says, Ulfgar, are you sure you want to do this? They're coming to arrest you.
there.
She gets out her spell book and readies in action. Ava, it is your turn. Their bill hooks, right? These cruel pole arms are out, and they are focused on Ulfgar.
Yeah. So how many are... There's 2 up by Ulfgar?
Currently, there is 2 up by Ulfgar, and then there is 1 down here. You're pretty confident that on their turn, they're going to arrest Ulfgar for attempted bribery, forgery, and then for representation of an inquisitor that he does not serve. So was that false? Oh, heresy. Duh. That's heresy.
Oh, no.
You're acting like someone that you're not in a highly restricted area.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, things got bad really quick. But you
But
knew
with
that
Ava-
you would go.
She heard them talking about trying to confiscate magical items.
Oh, yeah.
So on the inside, she's freaking out because she does not want her magical item hated by anyone ever. So at this point in time, she will go forward and attempts to grapple this guard.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll me a grapple.
So that's what, strength athletics?
Yes. Ooh, you have any bonuses?
Yeah, I have proficiency.
Well, it's added in.
Oh, it's already in? Okay.
It's already added in,
Ava,
yeah.
you come up to this guy, and this guy easily pushes you back. He says, "Stay back, citizen. This does not concern you." Anything else, Ava? You literally, approach this guy, and he just pushes you back. He says, "Stay back, citizen." You are currently a human, and he says, "If you defend this individual, you will be arrested as well."
Ugh. Ugh.
Things are looking bad.
That counts as... Does that count as a single attack or all my action?
Move.
Or they
You can
roll
keep
for it?
going. You can keep going.
Yeah.
You have action surge.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to think what would be. Um.
Remember, Ulfgar, if Mudskip starts casting spells, she will be deemed a heretic. And her sworn thing is to protect humans, right?
Oh no. Uh.
Yeah,
Uh.
we're at this crossroads here.
I think
Something to keep in mind, Ulfgar, when you give your issues and commands.
because Ava's more afraid of the people past him. She'll.
Isn't she already going to be branded a heretic, though, for being in cohorts with...
So nobody's currently aware of her situation, right? Her plight. She hasn't gone around telling everybody, like, can you help me? Can you help me? No, she's been silent. She's put her trust in you because you convinced her. So something to keep in mind.
Well, it took me 20 feet to get here, so I want to try to like push past the guard and say, I need to get through to the other side. I'm going to be late.
Well, I mean, you can move. You can keep moving. So
I know, but will he try to block me from going past him? Is what I'm saying.
So there will be an attack of opportunity from this guard because you'll be entering and exiting his area. However, if you stop right here, you will not provoke. However,
Yeah.
everybody else is going to be coming in soon.
Here, that's all as far as I can move anyway.
Oh, okay. So you are provoking from this one. Is that something that you wish to do?
Yeah, sure.
All right. This bill hook comes down on you. +3. Does that hit? That's a 16. Yep. This cruel bill hook hits you. +4 to hit. DC8 +2. Take 9 points of damage as this cruel bill hook hits you. You notice that this isn't lethal damage, but it's like trying to like hit you from the back. This blunt force trauma hits you solidly. Anything else, Ava?
Not at the moment.
You quickly hear that, arrest this girl.
For walking by?
Well, I mean, this is a blockade.
Eh.
The flagellants. They turn and look at you, and they're like, for the Holy Master, we are blessed. And they like charge at you, Ava. Unlike the guards that try to be gentle with you, these guys aren't. These guys are striking to kill. And their berserk rage. They begin hacking and slashing at you insanely as combat breaks out. They have advantage. 1, 2. Okay. Let's like club. This cruel club comes swinging at you, but you're agile enough to dodge. This one double moved to get to you. Ulfgar, it is your turn. Things got bad real quick.
I'm gonna.
Alas, I suppose I'll need to take care of them myself if I'm to take the blame for all of this. He is going to have to... He's going to try to knock this one unconscious. He doesn't see any way around having to fight in some form or another.
I tried. To be clear, I tried every possible way, but dice says no. That's a hit. He takes 11 points of damage, but he does not go down. As you pull out this cruel-looking warhammer, right, and slam it against him, he says, "Ah!" Cries out in pain. Anything else, Ulfgar? Do you give any instructions to Mudskip?
He tells her to not to engage.
Okay, all right. Because she was about ready to. That was her ready action. She had her spell book out and ready to cast sleep. Okay. Anything else, Ulfgar?
He is going to move here, provoking.
Okay. The Alkaline attacks you with his billhook. Misses. Attacks you with his billhook. That's a hit. That's a +4. That's an 18. We'll put die 8 + 2. Take 10 points of damage, and then the flagellants. They're berserking currently.
I did not provoke from the flagellants.
This one?
Oh, no, I did. That's right, from this one in the middle.
Okay. Anything else, Ulfgar?
Nope.
Alkalites. They come up to you naturally. Ava, you're in a bad way. This guy has advantage on you. These are soldiers, and they've been trained to work together. They're going to give each other advantage. Unfortunately, this one doesn't get advantage because he's like, he's nuts. So this one, the Alkalite comes up, right? So movement first. Ulfgar, you also get surrounded, providing this guy with advantage. So first things first, the 2 on poor Ava. I believe that's a hit. It's a die. 8 + 2. Take 9 points of damage, Ava, as this billhook slams into you once again. There's 3 flagellants on Ava. First one. Second one. And the third one. Okay, that's a 17, and that's a 21. So, and they get rage damage on this.
Oh. Okay.
That's not bad. It's not bad. Take 5 points of damage from the flagellant. And take... take 8 points from the flagellant. As they just start beating you with a stick. Literally start beating you with these cruel sticks. Ulfgar, there's only one on you. He has advantage because they are using each other. And that's a crit. Wow. 8, 9, 10, and 11. Take 11 points of damage as this billhook slams into you. Direwolf, waiting for commands from Mudskip. Mudskip asks you, Ulfgar, is this what you want?
Alas, they're going to survive this one way or the other. They don't need to know your involvement.
Okay. What is she going to do? She's going to stand down. Ava, you are up.
Alright, I will command the dog to attack the soldier behind me.
Excellent. Roll me a handle animal.
Here we go.
The animal is handled. It runs up behind him, right, having flanking advantage, and springs upon his back. And hits. I have good news and I have bad news. Ava, this is a fey animal, and animals cannot strike for non-lethal damage. This guy dies. I think it snaps the back of his neck, right? jumps up and springs upon him. And he's like raising his bill hook, his cool bill hook. And this dog like bites him on the back of his neck, and he falls forward and dies.
Okay. Oop. Meanwhile, Ava is she's surrounded on all sides, being attacked. She's going to panic, so she's going to hold her hands up, not drawing any weapon, just hold them up like this in front of her and cast Freezing Hands.
Are you casting a spell?
It's a 13.
Are you casting a spell?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. What does the spell do? It's a 15-foot cone. Freezing Hands. And what's the DC on it?
Make it they take damage.
What's the DC?
13.
Excellent. They have straight up dice. They do resist this.
Which is 13 is my ability is intelligence, I think. Just because it says.
Ava, your spell does not go off.
Really? How come?
Roll me a Knowledge Arcana.
Oops, wrong button.
You're not sure. You said the words and everything, yet the spell did not go off. Anything else, Ava?
Not that I can't really do anything.
Let's see here. Mudskip cries out to you, Ava. And she says, you just cast a spell. Right?
I tried, but it didn't work.
And she says, in the city of Alkaline, there is a band against magic. Whenever you meet the Inquisition troops, the first spell against them always fails. It is one of their lair abilities.
That's a bummer.
The flagellants begin beating you, Ava, in this insane rage about them. Misses. Hits. One hit, I believe. That's a die 4 plus rage. Take 8 points of damage as this cruel club slams into you. Ulfgar, it is your turn. Things are getting real bad.
Ulfgar sighs as his eyes turn black, and he too enters a rage.
Oh man, okay. Things are just going to get bad. Okay, Ulfgar, rage, buddy, rage.
To be clear, he can still do non-lethal damage while raging, and he is going to do.
I don't think so.
There's nothing in the mechanic for raging that says that it prevents him from doing non-lethal damage.
Okay. I will check.
I looked before I did this because I don't. He's not going to start killing people.
I mean, the one that's dead is clearly dead from animal attack, so.
Okay. Go ahead, rage.
Am I correct in that, or are you seeing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Else?
Go ahead and attack.
He's not going to go. He's not going to enter a rage if he can't attack non-lethally, unless he has no other choice.
Bonus action. Go ahead and attack. I think you're okay for now. I'm looking at the rage mechanic right now, so just the straight up barbarians thing. And are you wearing heavy armor?
Am I? No, I'm not attacking recklessly. He is going to try to help Ava out, so he will attack this. Does he advantage?
Raging Net gives you advantage.
Is the fledgling recklessly attacking, though?
Yeah, he's crazed.
Then I would have advantage if he is recklessly attacking.
And you also have flank. You have
That's
all
triple
sorts of
advantage.
Yeah. That's a hit.
Oh,
Tell me how you knock this guy unconscious.
He just gives him a quick tap on the head. Not enough to do any serious damage, but enough to knock him unconscious.
Awesome. He is unconscious.
And that's it for him.
Excellent. Okay. Anything else? Spells are cursed. Eyes are glowing red or black. Seeing that they are clearly outnumbered, the Alkalites begin disengaging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not the first rodeo that they've gone to. Yeah. It's the direwolf's turn. They are currently paused. Mudskip, it is your turn. She says, Ulfgar, they're getting away. Ava, it's your turn. You notice like they begin disengaging, right? They don't say anything, but I think you guys know what they're doing.
I will tell the dog to give chase.
Roll me a handle animal.
Should do this one. Wolfgar can't reach that one. He can reach this one.
Animal is handled. However, this animal will provoke. Is that something that you wish to do?
Is it? How's it? Oh, from that one, that right there.
Do I get access to my little buddy's character sheet ever?
Is this something that you wish to do, Ava? Just to be clear. You know that this dog is not at full fighting capabilities. I mean, it does happen, right? It will provoke it. He's insane, and that's a hit.
What is happening, honey?
This dog stops right here. You hear a sharp yelp, Ava, and the dog collapses. As this like flatulent, who's like frothing at the mouth, swings cruelly, and it hits the dog, and the dog just collapses. Yet they are not done yet. They're going to continue to swing on you, Ava, in their reckless.
Wait, don't I get the rest of my turn?
Oh, yeah. Are you going to do anything else? Hello? I believe she's attacking. That's a hit. You have advantage.
Do I get a second attack, or was it commanding the dog?
Yes. So handling an animal is that. Unfortunately, that damage only does half. However, it is a solid blow. That's 3. Oh, I forgot about that. This flagellant's up too. He's not unconscious. He took half damage. Forgot about the rage. Rage, buddy. Thank you for reminding me about rage. But this dog's unconscious, unfortunately. Right there. It's he provoked. Anything else? Took 11, which means minus 6. Okay. Ulfgar, it is your turn.
Hello?
I think you're dropping off, Ava.
Oh.
Did you action surge? Hello?
I think she's losing connection. Her video's frozen.
Let me check Discord real quick.
There we go. Is that better?
Okay, all right. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I think you're paused and you currently look like very concerned on my screen. Let me refresh.
Guys,
You look really... Oh, my. Yeah, where's it? Recording's still good. Yeah, we're still streaming. Give us a second here, folks. Let me try reconnecting. Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, just to make sure. I'm reconnecting here. I think Roll20 is crashing on me. Oh my goodness gracious.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yay! I'm going to refresh Roll20.
Hello?
Yes. Well, I can hear you. Wow, okay. Chrome crashed on me.
Yikes.
There we go. There we are. And upload that again. Make sure. Yeah, we're still streaming. So Twitch is still good. Okay. It's just Chrome. Chrome crashed. Okay. So what were you doing, Ava? Were you action surging? She takes another 4 points of damage. I'm going to assume that's what she did. I'm going to assume that's what she did. Okay, it's the Alkaline's turn.
You skipped Ulfgar.
Okay.
He moved because we were figuring stuff out. So he moved to be in between the two of them.
Did the flagellants go up? No, they didn't swing. It was Ava who was last. So it's the flagellants' turn. Yes, it's the flagellants' turn. Apologies, guys. We're getting caught up. We're getting caught up. They begin swinging on poor Ava, right? In their blind rage, they just continue to wallop on her. They're attacking recklessly. What we got here? Hit. I think that's a miss. That's a +4. Yeah, that's a 15. That misses. So two on Ava. Take 6, and then take 7. 6 and 7. How are you looking, Ava?
I am down.
Oof. Ulfgar, it is your turn.
Well, that's great.
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. This isn't supposed to be a hard encounter. This is actually really, really easy. This is only a CR, I think.
All of your easy encounters are hard, and all of your hard encounters are easy. Something's wrong with your balancing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. These are really basic guys. They do have a rage mechanic. They only have 11 HP. However, you've only done 6 points to this guy, and he's almost getting down. This guy's almost down. Ava's almost put him down. I didn't realize rage had such negating capabilities. But yeah. Ulfgar, you're up. Ava's gone down. Dog's gone down. Yeah. What you gonna do, buddy? These alkalites are running for the hills. They know what's up. These are supposed to be really easy encounters. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. These are supposed to be easy encounters. They have such low hit points. I'm just not using their powers correctly. I wasn't expecting you to roll that and then that. This was an easy bribe and go. What you gonna do, Ulfgar?
He doesn't have any of the spells prepared that would put an end to this non-lethally.
Someone does. I think this is like where you turn and look at Mudskip, right? Mudskip's looking at you. She still has her ready action.
Ulfgar sighs and nods at her. Yes, he doesn't see any choice. Either they start dying or she does something.
She casts a spell. 5d8. Nice. Solid. Then max low. Two of these guys go to sleep. I will roll a d6 and then halved, right to left. Okay, so this guy, sleepy time. Sleep. This guy, sleep. Anything else, Ulfgar? This guy is still up. He is turns and looks at you, frothing at the mouth.
Ulfgar shakes his head, lets out yet another sigh as he runs up and swings at this guy.
Excellent. Make an attack.
He will recklessly attack.
Go ahead.
Oh.
It's going to be close.
Still non-lethal.
11, 12, 13, 14. 14 points of damage. This guy's still up. Still up.
Is that on top of the damage that I did to him?
This guy's the fresh guy. He hasn't been hurt.
No, but didn't you... I shot 2 arrows at them last turn.
She did say that. She did say she shot 2 arrows at the ones that are running.
Okay, so this guy isn't hurt at all then. Okay. So 2 arrows at 2 of them, right?
Yeah, one did 6 and one did 8, I believe it was.
They have a higher AC. Let's see here. What was your rolls?
It was
So this is
a 16 and a 17.
This is very important. Which one was the 16 on?
Darn it. It was the one that
Ping
Ulfgar... Yeah.
Excellent. Ava, that 16 hits his armor and misses. But this guy takes the full 8 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
This guy right here. This guy, who's insane, is still at full health then.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this guy's at full health. Because I put it all on the flagellants. Which is both good and bad. Okay. It is the Alkaline's turn. He double moves around the corner.
What a bastard.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, you shot him with an arrow. 9, 10, 11, 12.
I was trying to hit his legs.
He takes the disengage action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they seem to be like splitting down both alleyways. This is clearly a tactic that they have done before. Usually, I mean, well, you guys can roll me. Never mind. The direwolf is up, right? Driven on by Mudskip's prompting, the direwolf leaps upon this flagellant and attacks. Ooh. Oh my gosh. You guys are fine. Oh my gosh.
Nom.
And then +3. Okay. So, oh, he's still up though. It's just normal damage. Mudskip's turn. She's going to crack him in the head.
She always does good work with that staff.
Yeah. And this guy goes down, non-lethally. Ava, roll me a death saving throw.
Just a straight D20.
Straight D20.
Oh.
You have one failed death save.
Yeah, I do.
Flagellants are all unconscious or asleep. Ulfgar, it is your turn. To be clear, they just have to make it down the map in order to escape this scene. They just have to make it off the map. Because of the twists and turns of the alleyways. What you going to do, Ulfgar? However, you guys can track him down. You do have a direwolf. However, moving at half speed, you will not be able to catch them. And they know the city and you don't. Ulfgar, before you stands what appears to be some sort of grate leading down into the sewers. Something to add to the scene of this alleyway.
Takes a bonus action. Does it take a bonus action to end rage or a free action?
That is a good question. I had it up. I had all the rules up. But, you know, Chrome crashed on me, so Barbarian Rage.
It's the bonus action to end the rage. That's not good.
Okay.
I feel like it was a free action, but I'm not sure.
No, it says it's a bonus action to end it on your turn.
Oh, damn it.
So what are you going to do, Ulfgar?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm having to do a lot of calculations with spell ranges.
Oh my. You know that this guy is injured, right? This guy is injured as well. He has an arrow sticking out of him. Ava, did you use a magical arrow? That's my question.
No.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. I didn't hear anything you said. Watch the recording. I didn't hear anything you said. I assumed that you were attacking, but I didn't know what you were doing, so.
No.
I could
Even
not
if this
hear.
is a desperate situation, it's not that desperate.
What? You're unconscious, bleeding out. Ulfgar is running off. Mudskip's, I don't know what Mudskip's going to do. She's going to do something. She can't leave poor Ava to die. Surely not. What do you want to do, Ulfgar?
Dang it, it's a bonus action.
Oh man! Oh buddies! Oh buddies! They're so low health too. These have little itty bitty health. These aren't like big monsters or anything like. They're just.
I don't have any range though. Most of my stuff
Just
is 30 to 60 foot range. I have nothing over 60 feet that I can use.
And I have to look this up because I'm pretty sure that ranged attacks cannot be unlethal too.
They're not. They can't. I mean, someone's gonna. These guys are gonna die. There's no choice anymore.
So what you gonna do, Elfgar? Make choices. Make choices. You murderer. You murderer.
Oh, what? Like this is the first time.
Oh yeah, Elfgar. Trying to be good. You worship death itself, and you're like, oh, I'm trying to be good. Come on, accept, embrace the evil within you, Ulfgar. Here at the end of all things. You're in the city of Alkaline. And, you know, these were good guys, right? They were just doing their normal checks. And you come in and with your direwolf and your bribery and what you going to do, Ulfgar? Come on. Come on, Ulfgar. Shall we come back to you, Ulfgar? Because I know what the Alkalites are going to do.
No, don't come back to me because then we lose our chance to stop them.
Yes, I know. That's why it was a 6. That's why it was a 6. Well, first off, you could have passed this scenario quite easily, right? But the dice said no, which was fine. And then you had to simply just like slaughter all the guards, right? And then it looks like they're going to get away. So that's not going to happen either. So everything just seems to get more and more complicated.
Let's roll that 6 so that we have to face 6 enemies.
No, that was just a random encounter. So these are just checkpoints throughout the city. And you guys happen to stumble upon one of them.
Then what was the D6 for after we started the encounter?
Right.
Oh.
So 6, if you don't know this, 6 is the worst. Had you guys rolled this out in the plains, you would have either encountered the gnolls, the wyverns, or something else that you currently are not aware of.
Great.
So I would have had you guys roll another 6, and then had it been 6, it would have been wyverns. 5, it would have been the Knoll tribes, and then 5, it would have been whatever it was. And then 1 through 3 would have been random.
So he can only do something about one thing, one enemy, because he's still raging.
Yep.
So he can only stop one of them, so no matter what he does, one of them is going to escape.
Yep. Choose your poison carefully, Ulfgar.
Do we know which way is towards the gates and which way is out towards the docks? Towards the water?
So you guys are currently in the south, right? However, in the twisty, winding, turning roads, right? I've established that. So they could easily backtrack and find their way to the gates. So currently, they're
So
like
it doesn't
even,
matter.
Right?
So you're saying it doesn't matter.
It would not matter.
He's going to recklessly attack then, still raging.
Excellent.
Knowing that he can only get one of them, he can't get both of them.
I miss Korchek.
You guys outgun these guys by
And
a lot.
recklessly, so that was a 23 to hit.
Okay, that hits. This guy goes down. Anything else, Ulfgar?
As a bonus action, he is going to end his rage.
The rage ends. This guy disappears off the map. You can attempt to track him down one time. However, you will be leaving this scene behind with unconscious people. And this is a busy streetway, so somebody's going to come through. So you guys got to do something about the unconscious people. They will be up in an hour. What do you guys do? And actually, these guys will be up in a minute. They're under sleep spell, right? So they'll be back, and it's only been 2 rounds.
Are we still in initiative?
I assume so. So my question to you, Ulfgar, is: are you going to attempt to track this guy down?
Would that be survival to find the tracks or something like that?
Yes. So he's currently bleeding, right? So it is possible to follow him. However, if you do this, you will be leaving Ava behind with Mudskip. What would you like to do, Ulfgar?
Well, I guess we've made our choice. No, I'm not going to track him down. It seems like the city is going to fall.
What? That's an
Well, we've
interesting
just,
point A to point B.
We've just killed servants of the Inquisition in the Holy City. You've been shown, and Mudskip has been shown as a heretic. We're traveling with the dead body of a canoness. All of our options have just run out on entering the city peacefully and obtaining our prize peace. Not to mention the options of getting the humans' aid and stopping the undead that are rising from Fort Malgrave.
I mean, you could always turn yourself in. Explain yourself to the Inquisition. Throw yourself at their mercy. You could always do that.
Yeah.
Ulfgar
right.
knows they're not known for mercy, especially this Lord Bartholomew who's taken power. Their best bet now to gain what Ulfgar seeks and to stop the undead is to side with the resistance.
That's possible too. You would fight as rebels. So my question is right now, currently, we are still in initiative order. Somebody's getting away. People are going to be waking up here soon. People are going to be waking up here soon. What are you guys going to do?
We are going to put them in the sewer and be on our way.
Okay. So, to be clear, as soon as you start touching these guys, they will wake up. Well, I mean, we're still in initiative order. Ava's bleeding out. It is the direwolf's turn. Direwolf turn. He does nothing. Mudskip gets off the direwolf and attempts to heal Ava. Ava, you are currently stabilized.
Woo!
Ava, you are currently unconscious. Flagellants, we are now down to 7 turns left. Ulfgar, it is your turn. This guy is currently unconscious. This guy is currently unconscious. Those two are asleep. So he's asleep. He's asleep. What do you do, Ulfgar?
Ulfgar, for now, is going to start dragging this unconscious body towards the grate.
Excellent. Go ahead and move yourself and start dragging.
I think I've moved about as far as I can as a 25 speed dwarf.
Oh my God.
Dragging something.
Oh my goodness gracious.
He knows he's got time.
Mudskip's turn. She puts Ava on the back of the direwolf. See if she remembers the dog. She does remember the dog.
Yay.
So Ava, I need you to roll me a death saving throw for your animal. See if it survives.
Ooh.
Awesome. The dog is still alive, yet unconscious. Mudskip notices the animal and sticks it on the direwolf as well. And this is just a big pack animal.
Yeah.
Ava, you're fine. Flagellants. It is now 6 turns. Ulfgar, your turn.
He finally makes it to the grate and tries to open it up.
Roll me a strength.
Oh.
Should have still kept raging.
That's something you can do, right? You can bonus action rage. So that is something you can do for that advantage, if that's something you wish to do.
Yeah, he's gonna have to knock some fledglings out next turn anyways.
Okay. So you do open up the crate, but that is your action. Okay. You do get to start dumping people in the next turn. Direwolf's doing the same. Mud skips. Looks at you, Ulfgar, and says, "What was that?"
Ulfgar shakes his head.
You have the body in your hand, right? And you're like looking down the drain. She says,
"They're
Ulfgar,
gonna wake up soon. We need to buy us some time."
She says, "What do you think's down in there?"
Beast?
He doesn't respond.
Okay. Ava is unconscious. Flagellants are down to 5. Ulfgar, it's your turn.
One body in.
Kaploosh. You can still move.
He's going to run over here.
Excellent. Well, your action was to dump the body, right?
Okay, so he can't double move, so
Right.
he will hit himself, doing 1 point of damage to keep the rage going.
That is true. I mean, if you're going to be doing this, might as well keep punching yourself. Mudskips looking at you and says, "Do you need help? What's the plan, Ulfgar? What are we doing here?"
We need to buy us some time. We need to get them into the sewer. As soon as you touch the others, the spell is going to wear off, so we'll need to deal with them, knock them out as well.
She says, "Then we should do it together." And she gets her stick out, right? And looks at you and like, we'll hit them twice. That way,
Ulfgar sighs, but nod.
That way, in case you roll a terrible roll,
I mean,
as well.
He is raging and could recklessly attack.
That is true.
He's not too worried about a sleeping person attacking him immediately after.
Knowing your luck, you still might be able to miss an unconscious person because they still have their armor class, buddy. Is there any way that you can get Ava up, wake her up?
Not while raging.
Okay.
I have to be out of rage, which is why he ended it earlier, thinking that, yeah. But she's fine. She's fine now.
I mean, does Ulfgar know that? I mean, it's the Flagellant's turn. 3. Ulfgar, it's your turn.
He attacks this one once Mudskip's ready.
Okay, she's ready. Attack with advantage. Not that you need it. I mean, it automatically hits, right? Automatically crits.
Oof.
Right. So sleepy sleep for this guy.
Again, unconscious. We're not. I mean, if the sewers kill them, then that's still not on us. We didn't. We just set them in. We set them in a dire situation, but we were not the ones to drive the blade.
Yeah, if I shot him out the airlock, I didn't kill him. It was the void of outer space that killed him.
I mean, he should have been wearing his spacesuit, right? He should have been wearing his helmet.
He should have been wearing his ring of water breathing. Duh. Everybody knows that.
It's also getting rid of the evidence.
Mudskip grabs the body and starts dragging it. She can only move at half, however. Ava, you're unconscious. Flagellant's turn. Has got 2 turns. Ulfgar, is your turn.
Which one is sleeping?
This one looks like he's bashed in, and then this one looks like he is just asleep, untouched.
Ulfgar is going to recklessly attack him.
Excellent hits. Automatically crits.
Thunk.
He has to roll that damage. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just so
You
we
might
know
roll low.
how big
You
the egg they have.
I
You
mean,
do
if
have a crit.
it's crit, so it's another 13.
That does it. I was like, that's pretty low, man. I ain't going to do nothing. It's like, okay, now he's unconscious. All right, Direwolf, Mudskip. Now we can get out of combat.
Yeah, we're going to start dragging and...
The corpses are quickly shoved into the sewer, right?
Well, pre-corpses.
I mean, if you're unconscious in water, what do you think happens?
Yeah, but they're not quite a corpse yet.
I mean, look at the movies. People are unconscious and float down rivers all the time.
Yeah,
This is a fantasy world. This isn't reality.
They don't drown in a minute or so. So these bodies go floating down the river, downstream. They'll end up in the Azure Ocean.
Before they all go down, does Adric see his paper?
That is a good question. Yes, it would have been on this one right here. Who grabbed it?
Okay, he would have taken it off the body. He would have taken it.
Sure. Anything else? Ava is currently still unconscious.
Ulfgar shakes his head, clearly frustrated at the situation. This is just par for the course for him, though. Everything he tries ends up this way.
Dice, man.
Like
Dice.
Like failure and death follow him.
I think I gave you 4 turns to try to turn around. I'll have to go back and look and see how many times I tried to give you guys out of there. It's like, oh, you can bribe him. Oh,
nope.
Okay, well then, okay, you can talk to him. Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, and there's 2 of them who couldn't read in a row.
Yes. That was insane, dude. That was insane. I think I gave you 4 turns to get out of that. And I was like, well, this is just going to happen.
He's going to exit his rage and cast Healing Word on Ava, and then Healing Word on the... because you are at Death's Door, you gain full benefits of his spell. Let me see, decide if I'm doing it at first level or second. I'll do it at second level, so you are going to get maximum healing. So let me calculate how much maximum healing is for a second level healing. I think it's 2d4 plus my spell casting, so that would be 8 plus 3. So you gain 12 hit points. Or 11 hit points.
Ulfgar, tell me when you think a minute's gone up. So go ahead and have a dialogue with Ava and tell her your plan. And then let me know when you think a minute's gone up.
How do I... There we go. So I will sort of sit up very groggily. Say, what? Did we get him?
Ulfgar shakes his head no. Lass, we've just made our choice, and along with it all hopes of entering the city peacefully. I don't know what we're going to be able to do for the Canoness and Mudskip. We've just crossed the line we can't return from.
I don't think we had much of a choice. They're going after our magical artifacts.
Were they?
They said put down your items and we'll check, put down your weapons and we'll check all your items.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happened. What matters is that the line has already been drawn. Our only hope is to join the resistance now. Ulfgar looks at Mudskip and frowns at her. Lass, I did my best, but it seems this is how it was fated to be.
Roll me a persuasion.
No, this is the last thing we need.
I think this is like where Mudskip looks at you, Elfgar, and says, "You made a lot of promises, Elfgar. Made a lot of promises." I think this is where we get a scene where we have Mudskip wandering over to her canoness, right? And she places her clawed hand on it, and she like thinks about what she's done, right? So she's failed her canoness. She swore to protect humanity. And this is where I think she takes the body, right? And she flings it over her shoulder. And she says, you guys can keep the direwolf. And she begins to slowly depart. It's raining, right? So we get this like long scene of her and her canoness wandering the streets of Alkaline. And she leaves the party. The dog is still unconscious, Spark.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, did you raise
I
him?
cast it
Right.
twice, yeah, so I rose him too.
Once again, he looks malnourished, half starved. Ava, had you not succeeded, you might have lost another companion.
Yeah. Right now Ava's sort of sitting trying to catch her breath. So if she sees the dog come up, she'll like give it a scritch and reach into her pouch and give it a little bit of meat. And tell him that he did a good job. But like she's doing it absentmindedly and distractedly, just sitting there waiting, trying to like process what happened and waiting for Ulfgar to say exactly what her next move is. So she's just sort of waiting.
I think this is when we hear bells being towed.
Ulfgar mounts up onto the direwolf.
Excellent. You leap upon the direwolf. Let's go ahead and go to the back. You guys should be able to control it now.
Yes.
Yep.
Lass, I still have business in the city. They have something of mine that I will be getting back. The only choice I have now is to join the resistance and see the city burn.
Damn. Is this an invitation?
Do as you will, lass. I will not ask you to sacrifice yourself for my cause. But I will not be leaving the city without my prize. This is the only chance I may have to reclaim what is mine and what is ours.
It's going to be one hell of an adventure, isn't it?
If it is not my last, it will certainly be a tale to tell.
And so Ava will sort of stand up a little bit shakily because she's still pretty hurt. And she'll look up at Ulfgar because he's so high at the moment, which is a little strange. And she'll say, I'm injured and alone in a strange city. And if the choice is between sitting here and doing nothing and doing something great, then I'll take the chance to do something great.
Ulfgar smiles and shakes his head. No, lass, this is not going to be something great. This is not a path for the innocent to take. Do not wish to get your hands dirty with what's to come. Suggest you find the captain and leave along with them.
I think she'll sort of look around at the scene and the bloodstains of the dead man who she ordered killed. And she'll say, I think we're past this point. The point of no return already.
Ulfgar smiles. Then perhaps you will be growing into more than just a simple child. He starts riding off towards the key.
Excellent.
And Abel will follow.
Shift you guys over. Once again, it is raining. And in the distance, we hear bells tolling, right? Ulfgar, Ava, you guys notice, like, in the distance, you see, like, where a guard post has been lit up, right? Yeah. You notice, like, several lights begin to, like, all making their way towards the wall, right? Then on the walls, you notice, like, lights starting to, like, flicker. Then all of a sudden you hear, like, the gates being closed.
When we reach the key, the inn, is there anyone in there? Is the barkeep still in there? Is there anyone in there?
Of course. It is a full house tonight. As you, like, walk back into it, right?
This is definitely going to be going well.
I need you guys to roll me persuasion because you guys were leaving and now you're coming back.
Come on.
Ulfgar is going to shed his disguise as he rides.
So remember, your friend knows you only as... He will not recognize this, right?
Oh, is he still there?
Of course.
I thought he left already.
Oh, God!
This seems to be the night of bad decision making.
I'm just a little delirious from blood loss, and let's just say that.
This is interesting. Okay. The door is closed. However, it is currently occupied. A man is standing outside of it, and he says, "Move along. Get out of here." You notice, like, people are starting to, like, desert the streets. This bar, this gate or door, security, whatever you want to call him, he stops you guys right from coming in. He says, "Move along. This bar is closed."
I've come to join the triumphant resistance. I am one they call the Demon Hunter.
Roll me with persuasion. Says, "Good. It's about time you've chosen a side, Demon Hunters. I've heard about you. Who hasn't?" He, like, looks at the direwolf as, like, clearly a known status. Yeah.
And it's bloodied from the fight too. It attacked one of them.
No. Her dog did. The Fey dog did.
I thought the direwolf
did not
bit into
engage.
one of them, but he didn't kill him.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it still bit into him.
Mudskip was in control of the direwolf, and she didn't provoke or attack. She only cast a non-lethal spell.
Okay.
And then
I
whacked
thought-
him on the head.
I thought the direwolf. She commanded the direwolf to attack.
I feel like
Only one. Yeah, only one did. And that was the one that Ulfgar struck first. After they started waylaying on you guys. So,
Anyways,
yeah. They open up the doors and they're like, "All right, welcome, Demon Hunters. Welcome. So, like, it's dark, right? And the candles have been dimmed. You know, like, people are, like, gathered around these tables and stuff. And it falls silent, and everyone once again turns and looks at you guys. Ulfgar, you've discarded your disguise, so nobody recognizes you. Mudskip's not with you, so... however, Ava, right? They're like... Captain Brute says, "What are you doing with Adric's daughter?" And he, like, pulls out a dagger, right? So, "What are you doing with his daughter?" And she looks bloody and beaten, right? She's looking really bad. So you see, like, everybody, like, reaching for hidden weapons, and, like, crossbows and belts and all this type of shit comes out. And they all pointed at this strange character who's leading this party.
No. So Ava will sort of try and blink. Like, I was knocked unconscious but when I woke,
This is not helping your story, our story.
He was there.
This is not helping our story at all.
Yeah, her brain isn't working correctly at the moment.
Easy, friend. I am sorry to have misled you all this time, but it is I, Adrian. I remember clearly your dealings with the elves. It was I who approached so long ago.
Sure, go ahead and roll me a persuasion. As you're like saying, "Hey, no, I am Adric. I am Adric." You guys are fine. It's fine. You have his voice. And they all look at you and they're like, "Sorry, friend, we're a bit edgy. I told you to leave and not come back, and you said that you would. And here you are, bloody and beaten. Somebody attack you on the road? What damn fools would do that?"
We ran into a patrol, and they would not believe what I told them. I had to be a bit more persuasive, and so our die was cast in this fight.
Says you didn't just bribe him?
I tried.
He's a smuggler. He's a smuggler.
I tried,
right?
but just our luck, we found the few who were loyal, no matter the goal.
The one group that's loyal, right? The one that, I can't use 5 gold. I believe in Bartholomew and all that crap. Yep.
The fools passed on 5 gold and paid with their lives. Ulfgar shakes his head disappointedly.
Captain Brute says, "Yes, there's going to be more blood here." He says, "In the morning we are going to start the rebellion. It is good to hear that you are on our side. We could use
I
a
have
lawyer."
one request. The Inquisition has something of mine, and I will be leaving with it.
He stares at you. He says, "What is it that you desire?"
The
Gold.
Earth Stone.
I have no idea what that is. If it is gems that you want, then you can have him. If you fight for that. What about you, lass? You look like you've been beaten. What do you want out of all this?
I want a chance to test my strength and see how far I've come.
I mean, he looks you up and down, right? He kind of ugh. Says it doesn't look like you. I mean, Ulfgar looks beat up too, right?
Ulfgar doesn't look that beat up. I mean, they took 20 points out of his health, but he's not even half. He's a little bruised.
All right. He says, "Yes, it looks like you have a bit of a scrap."
Yeah,
have to
I'm more
strike
of a
from the
long-range fighter. Yeah, exactly. I'm more of a long-range fighter.
Did you try to grapple him? Oh, well, he
Yes,
doesn't know
I
that. He doesn't
did.
know that. Yeah.
He doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that. Sorry.
She does have a glaive strapped to her back, though. She
It
did
has reach.
specify
That's
that.
pointy.
It has reach. Remember that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in close quarters, should be backing Ulfgar up.
So it's good to have more bodies. However, this place is infested with the Inquisition. No doubt that they are aware of your presence, and they will be on this place in a matter of minutes, if not hours. You should leave this place. You are probably wanted, and they know your face.
And where would we go? Where would we meet when it is time?
He says, you're trying to hide from the Inquisition. The best place to do that would be out on a boat, or in the sewers.
Ava will literally snort a little bit in laughter.
It's a good thing we know a captain, then, isn't it? Ulfgar winks.
Roll me that sweet, sweet diplomacy as you're trying to get him involved in your shenanigans. This is not the night. He says, "No, you're too hot. Not even I, who ran for the elves, would take you. It seems that the only place for you will be the sewers." I think this is where we get troops literally walking by, right? Searching for you guys, and you see people starting to cover up the the windows and stuff like that as like troops are wandering by. They're aware like something's happening, but they don't know that you guys are currently involved. They're just wandering around, right? Seeing if there's anyone around. So he's like, no, whatever you did, you're too hot for me now.
Then where is the nearest sewer entrance? Ava's just like...
Would it...
silently.
I've got a question for you as a DM.
Sure.
Would we have... So, Ulfgar has Water Walk that he could use, but he doesn't have it prepared. Is there any way he could spend a few minutes to prepare just that one spell, Water Walk?
In regards to... what's your intention with it?
So if we were to make it to the sewers, we wouldn't have to swim. He's not had very good luck trying to...
It's true. So you do know that there is water down there. I would allow it, right? However, you'll probably have to spend an hour. And in that hour, I'm going to have to roll a survival roll because they are hunting you. Is this something that you are accepting?
Fava keeps an eye out as we
Is this
go.
something that
Yes.
Ava is accepting?
I will assist.
She hasn't been completely healed, right?
Yeah, is there any way that hour can count as a short rest?
It can, because I assume you're resting here at the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit's going to go down if you fail this roll.
I will
so-
assist him in it.
So, if they find you, if you fail this roll, a lot of shit's going to go down. The Triumphant will literally have to force an engagement, and they are not prepared. So our Inquisition troops are going to be coming into the bar. So if you fail this roll, I'm going to give you guys advantage because you guys are going to help each other. Just to be clear, I want you guys to know that they are actively hunting you. You failing this roll will mean that the Civil War will have begun.
Will I be able to cast guidance?
Sure. I will even allow guidance. I'm being super duper nice.
That's a 30.
Awesome.
That's a 30.
Awesome. I think this is a good part, right? So you've had bad rolls all night. Ava, your wounds are tended to, and so is your wolf. You are back to full health, right? Ulfgar, your wounds are tended to. So they have you drink honey ale, right? To recover your hit points. You do not get intoxicated by this. However,
Really?
You don't get intoxicated.
Why are you so disappointed at that?
No, I know, but I know.
Drunk.
I'm just surprised. But thank you, merciful DM.
You credit that. So when good things happen, good things really do happen. So everybody's like on guard, and they tell you to hide, and you do hide. And like every so often, like a troop will come in and like glance around and realize how unfriendly the bar is, and then leave. During this time, nobody notices you. Everybody gets full health back. As you're like chugging this non-alcoholic honey ale. Yes. Mm-hmm. An hour goes by, and they're like, well, it's not as bad as that seems. Maybe everything will die down. Oof. I just realized how bad that could have been.
Yeah, I mean, people were going to start dying. Ulfgar wouldn't have had any choice but to pull the gloves off.
I think you realize, like, people are dying, just not in the streets yet. Does that make sense? So currently, it's nothing but sabotage and stuff like that. I think this is where, like, you guys are like wandering in the key, and you find out that they have Inquisition troops who didn't back down, and that they have been slowly murdering them.
Damn.
Do we find out who is their leader?
You do. Give me a second. I had all this stuff up, but then Chrome crashed. With that 20, yes, you do find out who their leader is. You hear the gossip, right? Nobody like comes out and tells you, right? But during this gossiping time, they mention his name. Give me a second. Scroll down. It is currently nighttime, by the way. Are you guys going to rest? They still don't want you here, by the way. They still don't want you here. You are still hot.
I don't know if
This is
the
a good place to rest. I mean, this is where everyone's gathered. This is... Either way, it's going to be another tense survival.
Okay, so you found out that it was Daenerys, the dreamer, was found guilty and executed for profanity and heresy. So he was the catalyst behind this movement, right? During this time, he was found out, right? While he was gathering the triumphant resistance. You're hearing a brief history of it, right? It was here that Sula the seductress found out about this plot, this resurrection. And she, of course, told Lord Bartholomew. And Daenerys was executed, skinned alive.
Ooh.
By Lord Bartholomew in the city streets. This, of course, did not have the desired effect on the populace, and it galvanized them.
So there's not one singular leader right now, then?
Currently, no. That happened on the 22nd of Feo. There are, like, because of his death, right? There's several, like, little factions that have, like, little cells all around the city. And in this, like, you realize that there's not a real big organized battlefront, right? Because of how the city is displaced. And you quickly realize that this is kind of more of, like, cloak and daggers, sabotage what you can, do what you can as kind of like a resistance, not necessarily like a big organized army. While the Inquisition is clearly organized, and as they crack down further and further, right, they're getting more and more people mad because, well, that's what happens. You realize that the boiling point is really, really close. Super close. As you can tell. That is the information that you simply pick up from here. So this city's been doing a whole bunch of things. Like while you haven't been here, stuff's been happening. It is currently the 9th of Orcus. Yeah, that's what you find out tonight. I assume you're going to roll that survival roll, and you did. And you're fine.
No, we did. I didn't.
Oh yeah,
yet.
you did. You need to roll for the night.
Roll for the
I
night.
will assist.
You need
And
to roll for the night.
I will pray for guidance.
Oh gosh, this could really be bad. You are.
That's above a 20, but
So nothing bad happens that night. However, in the morning you wake up to the city burning.
Ulfgar is going to prepare his spells for the day.
It appears riots have begun in the streets of the City of Alkaline. People are marching in protest. There is chaos in the streets. It is not organized chaos. You start to see like looting and people breaking out windows and glass. You realize that the industrial zone comes to a screeching halt. Stuff starts happening. What are you guys doing during this time of chaos?
Um,
You see people like running around, their faces are covered. You see some people with signs saying innocent until proven guilty. And what do you guys do during this chaotic time period?
Ava will quickly eat breakfast, feed her dog.
Food is starting to become scarce.
Yeah.
As people are starting to hoard stuff. Chaos is starting to take hold of the city. People are starting to hoard stuff. You can currently get food. But that might be something that you might want to consider going forward. I mean, Ulfgar can just summon food.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's not too worried about that. So you guys ain't too worried about the food. But you realize, like, stuff is starting to happen. Supplies, the normal day-to-day life is coming to a screeching halt. And riots have begun on the 10th of Orcris.
Yeah, and even though Ava doesn't do this when she's gearing up for battle, she will put on her luminous helm.
The streets are chaotic. Every so often you see like Inquisition troops, but you realize like they have started to withdraw from this part of the city into the gates.
Is the captain still there, or is he gone?
That is a good question. Roll me a luck roll. He has his own shit he has to deal with. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Come on now.
So he was there last night, and then the riots began, and you don't see him anywhere. And you ask the bartender, like, where is he? And the bartender's like, I don't know. I've just been trying to keep everybody safe in here in the bar.
With no clear organization, that's going to be a problem.
Right.
Ulfgar is going to start trying to organize then, if he can, which is probably going to fail. It's probably going
to... Okay, so what is your objective here? How are you going to organize the protesters and stuff like that? You are already known as Ulfgar the Demon Hunter and Ava the Demon Hunter. What could possibly go wrong? I can't hear you. Hello? Oh no, is Discord pooping out on me? Did Discord crash?
I hear you now.
I think Discord crashed on me. That was super weird.
Did
you guys hear anything that I said?
After I said it was going to probably blow up in our face, that was it.
Okay.
All right. Ironically.
So where did I leave you guys off?
So I said Ulfgar is going to try to organize this resistance. And I didn't hear anything you said after that.
I said you guys are already known as Ulfgar and Ava the Demon Slayers. What could possibly go wrong after that? Roll me a diplomacy as you attempt to take command of this chaotic rabble. You're going to have
Can I assist him with that?
How are you assisting? How are you organizing this crazy rabble?
I'm sort of standing, not quite a hype man, but like I'm standing next to him, sort of whistling to try and get them to pay attention, or glaring.
So, sure, I'll allow it. You have advantage on this roll.
Ooh.
Excellent. So at first they started ignoring the short little man, right? However, if it wasn't for Ava's hype, right, you're fairly confident that you would not have succeeded on this. So Ava, tell me how badass you are on getting people to listen to poor Ulfgar, who's short, right? And people are throwing rocks and shit, and nobody's listening to Ulfgar, right? Ava, tell me what it is that you do to get get them
I
to pay
sort of
attention.
stand up on a stool and then do the thing where you put your fingers in your mouth and you whistle really loud.
Excellent. So they quiet down for a brief moment, and they listen to you, Ulfgar. What is it that you say as this chaotic mess begins to unfold?
We are the demon hunters. We have hunted demons greater than the Inquisition. If you are to bring down a demon, you must fight as one.
Okay. They pause and listen to you, so you currently have their attention. And they're like, yeah, we should march together upon the city. Yeah, storm the gates. And they're like, no, just tear down the infrastructure. And then you hear somebody like, no, let's take the ship. And they like point off to the ship, and they're all like looking out in the boat that's currently anchored. You do notice that there are guards, and they're currently just watching. So you see,
Ulfgar.
like, people are like, yeah, just do this, just do that. Currently, they are like separating, right? They're like, some people are going off to do this, some people are going off to do that. You currently have their attention before they're all like, what is it that you're going to do?
He remembers that the ship will be capable of besieging the city. He also remembers the choke points that were set up near one of the gates.
Mm.
The ship, though, would be looked capable of tearing down some of the gates, though, didn't it, with its armaments?
You know that there are tubes along the side of it, but you're not quite sure what they are capable of. You've never seen this before. Not quite sure what that is. It just seems to be like some sort of warship. And let me describe it again for you guys. It seems to be like a ironclad ship, right? It's iron. It has sails. And it has these strange tubes on the inside of it. And on the top of it, you notice like it is covered, right? Some sort of spiky plate. So it is covered in sheets of iron. Unfortunately, you guys rolled and you guys couldn't identify it. This is some sort of new technology that you are currently unaware of. You're not even sure how iron is floating on the ocean. That's crazy. Who would make a ship out of iron and then make it float? It's nuts.
So he's going to suggest using the city streaks to control one of the gates and create a choke point for the Inquisition.
Excellent. So what are you attempting to do here? Trying to storm the gate? All the gates are currently closed as of last night. So how are you guys going to storm it?
I think he's suggesting the opposite of storming it at the moment. Sort of setting up around the outside with traps and stuff. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm suggesting laying traps and controlling the enemies coming out of the city. Trying to lay ambushes for those who are outside of the city for the Inquisition.
So you're going to barricade?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I need you to roll me a diplomacy as you're like telling everybody to like barricade this entrance to the this part of the city and funnel them, right? You're trying to funnel? Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and roll me a persuasion as you're attempting to get them to do what you want, right? Because this is a chaotic mess.
Woo!
Yeah. Something great happens. They're like, it's already barricaded. It's already been done. You're a bit late to the party. As they like cheer. It's like, yeah, this was a great plan.
We need to get behind the walls then. What about the sewers? Do the sewers go underneath the wall?
Roll me an intelligence roll. You're not quite sure.
Well, this is the docks, isn't it? If there's any small dinghies that we could take through the sewers, it would be here.
So to be clear, like the sewers are manholes, right? They're not ship hose.
No, I know.
Okay.
Like a canoe or something I'm thinking of, sort of.
Ulfgar has the ability to walk on water.
He does. We could lead the army, or some of the army, through the gates and try to open up a gate.
Let me once again describe this rabble, right? It is not an army, and by no means. There are many of them. So it'd be like peasants going up against knights, just to be clear. You need a lot of bodies.
Then he's going to try to gather a lot of bodies.
Excellent. So I think, we get the scene, right? Where are you going to make this address?
Well, it all started at the key.
Yep.
So he is going to be in that center junction between the key and the foundry, or the Irons Guild, where most of the workers were. And he's going to be giving this speech about how we need to gather more to the cause. We need to get more here so we can make a charge against the city, so we can finally end the tyranny of the Inquisition.
Excellent. So I need you to roll me that persuasion. This is just a straight up persuasion. No bonuses. Because this is a mass audience. Interesting.
It's not terrible, but it's not the best.
We'll see what happens in the next episode.
Oh.
Yep, it's going to be that time. It's going to be that time. We will see what happens in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Oh.